Hey guys, Lana here. I just want to say a few things about self-sustainability because recently I had a real smartass accuse us of not really wanting to live self-sustainable. He said that we would not be self-sustainable because, we wouldn't be mining our own salt and churning our own butter and, raising sheep to harvest wool and make our own clothes and grow cotton to make our own clothes and all those things. Just wanted to briefly say some things about self-sustainability because I'm sure there's other people who are probably thinking the same thing. Really, when I say self-sustainable, I'm talking about being able to sustain yourself in the 5 basic needs for your fullest potential. I don't mean that literally everything you have is something that you have created. Because really, that's kind of asinine to think that there's so many things that you have that you're obviously going to buy, okay? Now, if we lived in a world where there was no money and there was no, exchange system, then maybe that would be important. But it's not important. It's not important for you to know how to make your own shoes because you can go buy your own shoes. What's important is for you to be able to make the money to buy the shoes and to be able to make the money independent from, having to go to a job where someone else is in charge and there's the potential to lose your job and then you're without money. So your livelihood kind of rests on the decisions of someone else instead of your own. And that's what I'm talking about. So, don't misunderstand. When I say self-sustainable, I'm not meaning that you're going to make everything yourself. Okay, because that's really just silly when you think about it like that. I just mean in 5 basic needs for your fullest potential. And those are your food and water for, of course, basic survival, your health, and your utilities, and then there's your education and knowledge, and then money. And money, of course, covers, career, financial independence. So it really just means not being dependent on, the government and institutions and big corporations that basically run our country and practically the whole world. So it's just an alternative to a conventional way of living. It's a way of life that has to do with kind of thinking outside the box, and that's really the start of it is knowing how to think for yourself and come up with ideas yourself, because our country, I don't, obviously I'm not going to speak for every country on the face of the planet, but I know in America, there's a certain way of doing things. There is a status quo that, our society tries to uphold. It's the reason our kids go to school. They spend 18 years of their life being conditioned to a certain way of living. And to some degree, that's good because, we don't want utter chaos, but you have to take into consideration that from the time your child starts pre-K, they are being conditioned for a certain way of living, for this American way of living. You know, and in a way, it's kind of brainwashing them to fall in line, you know, and not to question the status quo, but to just accept that that's the way it is. And so, you know, consequently, we have lots of adults who, you know, they're in the rat race. You know, they're part of that rat race, and they work their butts off and every day because they believe that life is about, you know, you go to school, get a good education, go to college, get a good job, you know, maybe a government job or work for a big corporation, you know, work real hard, work your way up, get those promotions, you know, buy that nice house, buy that nice car, you know, that kind of picturesque life, to have that and save for retirement. I mean, there's all these things, you know, this is the way you do it. This is the American dream. And I think so few people along the way really question, like, is this really making me happy? Is this really the way it's supposed to be? Am I really independent? You know, I say I have the freedom to do this and that, but am I really free, or am I really just doing what I've been conditioned to do my whole life? You know, be a good little American. So really, you know, being self-sustainable is getting away from that way of thinking, you know, getting away from that and being independent first and foremost in your way of thinking about life, in your way of thinking. So that's what it means to be self-sustainable. I just wanted to clarify that because I know there are other smartasses out there who really just... I think it's their way of kind of tearing down the goal, tearing down the dream, and they're skeptical, and that's okay. That's fine. You know, that's fine. But I just wanted to clarify that. So really, that's all I had to say for now. So hit that subscribe button. Oh, don't act like you're not curious how this whole thing plays out. I'll see you next time. Independently.